A few months ago, a developer buddy of mine was talking to me and he said, I don't understand why poor kids, why ghetto kids don't just do startups to get out of poverty. I mean, he's a good guy, and I understand what he means, but the blunt truth is that he is absolutely right. He doesn't understand. But when I look at the tech industry in 2013 and I see what passes for innovation, you know, like apps that let you hire a private car to get from SFO to Moscone Center because cabs are hard. Or outsourcing your dry cleaning delivery instead of just stopping on the way home from work and picking it up like a grown-up. I start to realize that there's a lot about the world that we, the tech industry, just really don't understand at all. We call ourselves innovators, but most of us are really just iterators. We look at the hot sexiness of the nano moment, we try to put just enough of a spin on it that we can pass it off as our own. We call ourselves problem solvers, but the only problems we seem to want to solve are what are usually referred to as first world problems. And why do we do this? Why is this our focus? Because we want to get rich, right? But it's like Orson Welles said in Citizen Kane, it's very easy to make money if what you want to do is make money. Go be an investment banker. Or if you really want to make money in tech with a minimum amount of effort, go start a porn site. I'm actually not kidding. It's high income, low overhead. Go do porn. If money is your only concern. But you see, technologists used to work on big problems. Not first world problems, but whole world problems. Putting people on the moon, ending poverty, ending hunger, ending disease. And they didn't do it so they could get a big badass IPO or get into the front of VentureBeat or get fawned over at South by Southwest. And you'll forgive me, but those are pretty boring reasons to do anything. They did these things because technology ultimately is about improving the human condition, helping us on our journey from ape to angel. And there is so much room for improvement. A long time ago, I was a columnist at the Las Vegas City Life. One day my editor calls me up and goes, hey, you ever wonder what's in the storm drains underneath the city? And I said, no. But I was notorious then and now for my poor self-preservation skills, so I grabbed a mag light and I crawled into a manhole. And what I discovered was that there are hundreds of people who live underneath these neon-lit streets. And a lot of them are winos and junkies, gambling addicts. A lot of them are crazy. Although it's hard to tell if the madness drove them down there or if it found them in the dark. But there are a lot of them. And the thing is, they survive. They pilfer materials from building sites or dumpsters behind Home Depot, and they build themselves shelters. They build themselves little houses. They build shelves out of cinder blocks to hold the very few possessions that they've been able to keep their hands on. They build beds raised on stilts so that when the hard desert rain comes and those storm drains flood, they don't get washed away into the dark. They survive, and they make a place for themselves in a world that most of us would probably recognize as looking something like the penthouse level of hell. And that is my definition of innovation. And I'll give you another one. I was at South by Southwest this year, and I randomly ran into a woman, and I was so excited because I'd been wanting to meet her forever. A woman named Susan Aguya, who is the founder and CTO of a startup in Nairobi called M-Farm. And M-Farm has an app that allows farmers in Kenya to send an SMS with their cheap non-smartphone and get today's prices for their crops in the market. Now this is not the hot sexy, right? And most, Silicon Valley venture capitalists wouldn't go reaching for their wallet for it. But it is changing the agricultural economy of Kenya. It is genuinely innovative and genuinely disruptive. And how long would it take any of us to build that? I don't want to take anything away from Susan's accomplishments, but I'm a pretty damn good coder. I could probably build that app in a week, fueled by Twilio and Diet Mountain Dew. So why didn't I? Why didn't you? Why haven't we? And I think the answer is for the same reason that my friend said he didn't understand why poor kids in the ghetto don't do startups. I mean, look, if you're here listening to me, let's be honest, the chances are you were born with a set of resources and opportunities that 95% of the humans who have ever lived on the planet could only imagine. In your pocket, you carry access to information and power that would make a Roman emperor weep with envy. But that power, those resources, those opportunities, can also become a very effective set of blinders. We're insulated from the world outside of our incubators and our hacker spaces and our cocktails and cupcakes parties. We don't see the very real problems that the rest of humanity outside of that faces. And so I'm going to ask all of you to do something, and I am asking you this. I'm serious about this. I don't think you'll do it. I don't know if you'll do it, but I'm going to ask. When you leave here tonight, don't get in your car. And don't walk back to the one block of East Fremont that's been colonized and made safe for the tech industry. When you got to Fremont, turn right, go east, go past Maryland Parkway, go down to the Sunflower Apartments, which the locals call the Gunpowder Apartments for fairly obvious reasons. On your way down there at the corner store, stop and grab yourself a 40 and go sit on the curb and drink your beer and watch the sun go down and just pay attention. Look at your environment, look at the people in it, look at how they interact with each other and with the environment. Talk to them. And then I want you to figure out how you can use your amazing minds, your amazing resources, your power to help those people, to make their lives better. And I'm not talking about, you don't have to be Mother Teresa, you don't have to open a friggin' soup kitchen. Take one day a week, or hell, one day a month, and just figure out how to use your talents to help people who have real problems. Build an app that lets them see when the bus is coming, so they don't have to wait on a dark bus stop when they get off the swing shift. Help them do community organization through websites. Help organize classes, tech classes, for people who can't even afford community college. Help get Raspberry Pis and netbooks into schools that cannot even afford paper textbooks. You don't even have to do this stuff for free. The thing that the tech industry forgets is that if you give poor people, if you sell them things that they can use at a price that they can afford, they will love you. And whenever you get excited about Facebook's IPO, you think about this. The third largest corporation in the world, with an annual revenue that's greater than the GDP of the nation of Austria, is Walmart. And Walmart made that money by catering specifically to poor people. And the Walton family who own Walmart could buy Mark Zuckerberg 10 times over and parade him down the streets of Bentonville, Arkansas like a dancing bear. As Susan Oguya said to me in Austin, the base of the pyramid is always the largest part. Look, all of us here, all of us in Vegas, all of us in this industry, this culture, are some of the smartest and most empowered humans who have ever lived on this planet. And we have so much. So can we use these minds of ours, these skills, these resources, just to help make the world a better place for people who were never given those resources in the first place, who never had those opportunities that we have made for ourselves or were given for ourselves? Can we do that? It would cost us so little, right? But we can accomplish so much. We can do better. We can be better. We can be amazing.